Maybe I need to tilt this because I'm kind of like hanging out. Right, so I actually wanted to talk to you about something a little bit different, and you may notice if you pay attention to the kind of description in my videos, I've been starting to put my Just Giving link at the top so that hopefully it encourages people to donate to Endometriosis UK, but I'm actually putting a different link there for this video because I would like to talk to you about a story that someone has sent me about their journey to getting their endometriosis excised. Now, if you don't know, endometriosis can either be cut out or burned off. So the gold standard is excision surgery, which is where they go in and they cut it out. And ablation is the surgery where they just kind of burn the top of it. You can obviously understand how that kind of works if you compare it to an iceberg. You're kind of burning the tip of that off, but there's still that growth that's underneath there. Especially since endometriosis is something that can come back, you really want to get to the root of it. Something else that is fascinating that I actually learned last year when Endometriosis UK hosted an endometriosis research day in Edinburgh. And there were specialists there who had been researching endometriosis, working on it for some time, and there was a pain specialist there who talked about how endometriosis kind of lesions create their own nerve endings, which is mad. So the pain that you're experiencing, even if you have a little bit of endometriosis, it connects through and has its own like nerve system. So you think about how bad it is when someone gets like a trapped nerve in their back. It's like that, but inside your pelvis and your womb and bowel and all of that. So it is an extremely painful condition, and because, yeah, you can understand where that's coming from. If you've got your own network of nerve endings, they're now being created because of endometriosis. So it's totally wild, and that's something that I think about a lot when people talk to me about not getting their surgeries, not getting their diagnosis, because this is a really painful condition to just be sitting with for years on end without getting any treatment or management. So I wanted to talk to you about Lucy Fish. So Lucy started experiencing symptoms when she was about 15 years old, and it took a decade before she was actually taken seriously by a BSGE, which is the British Society for Gynecological Endoscopy. So these BSGE centres, I think, are just a UK thing, and they have endometriosis centres and specialists who deal with looking at endometriosis cases from a multidisciplinary perspective, which is fantastic because endometriosis can affect your other organs. So you need a team that's willing to bring in those specialists, because it's not just gynecology that they need to be looking at these things. You need people who are specialists in the bladder and bowel. You need people who are specialists for thoracic endometriosis, like of the lungs or something. From her consultation, she was referred to the NHS waiting list for a laparoscopy, but unfortunately the waiting list already, she's been waiting over a year for it, and now we're looking at maybe another 2 years. Endometriosis laparoscopies are considered like elective surgery, so they're not actually going ahead with many operations right now. I know that some centers are trying to. Where I live, I know that they are trying to get through the wait list, but they're very limited on what they can do. Even when I had my surgery back in August, they were only seeing 2 endometriosis cases in that day, which is extremely low for them. They normally are able to operate at a higher capacity throughout the day. So that's unfortunate, and it means that there's going to be a significant backlog of endometriosis patients or suspected sufferers trying to get their laparoscopies done. So Lucy is unfortunately one of those people, and because she is experiencing so much pain to the point that she is taking painkillers every single day, so cocodamol and beyond, trying to like just get out of bed, She is looking to go for a private surgery with this consultant, which unfortunately costs £8,500. It's a lot of money for any one person to have, especially during a pandemic. So I just wanted to share her story and what she has been going through, in hopes that if anyone had some money that they'd be willing to contribute. I mean, anything counts when it comes to this. It is a collective type of effort, and I know I will be donating. I feel extremely fortunate that I've been able to have my surgeries on the NHS, and I live in an area that has an endometriosis centre that our consultants seem to move pretty fast. I mean, obviously I'm just speaking for my case, is that I've been extremely fortunate. I know when I was trying to get diagnosed, I was seeing a gynecologist in Florida because I was living there at the time, and they wanted to do laparoscopy, but it was going to be $5,000 out the door. So before they even did anything and had to excise anything, the anesthesiologist got paid, any of that, it was $5,000, and that was with insurance. So it was not possible for me, and I just had to wait and come back here, and luckily everything worked out. But I know that even though our NHS is fantastic, it's under great strain right now, so it's not their fault that they're having a limited capacity, but in the meantime we can't let other endo sufferers down, and try to support each other within the community to get the treatment that they need, get the answers that they need. I have many friends right now who are on waiting lists. They've just been going on for so long, and I would do anything to try to make that go away, because I know that I respond really well to the surgery, that when I have my endometriosis excised, I have a significant period of time pain-free, and that is life-changing for me. I mean, you saw yesterday I was just completely out of it, but it's the unfortunate state of things with endometriosis. So that's what I wanted to say. She did have an MRI scan yesterday. She posted on her stories that they attempted to get her veins 6 times to put in the muscle relaxer so that they could see the deep infiltrating endometriosis and make a plan when going in for surgery, but they couldn't get a vein. So she had a bit of a rough day yesterday, but hopefully they were able to get good enough pictures that they have an idea of what they're doing if she can get the surgery done. So please do consider donating to what she is going through. I know that it would be a huge help for her, and it's a positive story and message for the community as well, that we obviously are all kind of struggling with things, and I know a lot of people are turning to private care right now, which honestly is understandable because the NHS is under so much pressure. It will eventually bounce back, and we will eventually get those wait times down, but in the meantime I don't think it's right to let each other suffer. If we can do something about it, if we can help out in some way, it's kind of that strength of community spirit that I would really like to see, especially over Awareness Month. So please do check out Lucy's story. Her link's down in the description below, and yeah, that's just, I wanted to share that with you. I thought it was really important.